Hello everybody, Dokkan here. Welcome to another Dokkan battle video. So I'm coming at this a little bit too late, but I really did not want to bore you guys with another manga showcase or anything related to Dokkan, since at least gameplay wise, videos have not been doing so well. So I was brought up with this. Shoutouts to the boy Prof, a good old friend in the community. He was able to give us a sneak peek, of course, to his wonderful Heroes creation, the Dragon Ball Crossover special campaign here. You know, me as the self-proclaimed #1 Heroes fan, you know what, I'm just gonna go out and say it. Just kidding. I may be like the #3 Heroes fan at this point, because you know, I don't put a lot of effort and dedication to this, but man, this looks absolutely beautiful. We love to see it. So shouts to Prof. Of course, he created this. I'll leave the link to this in the description so you guys can be able to check it out for yourselves. And of course, shouts to Prof for providing us this little Crossover campaign. So let's go ahead and take a look. The Crossover special campaign is on. A new Dokkan event and new special events will be available. 7 characters related to the Super Dragon Ball Heroes can be Extreme C awakened through the new Extreme C battle. And a new Red Zone Crossover edition will be available, an event where you will face formidable foes from different realities. Other events including the Supreme Magnificent Battle as well. An event where you can face powerful heroes from other realities will also be available. Plus, during the campaign period, launch will definitely show up on the Study Hard, Play Hard Turtle School's intensive training. That's perfect. We can be able to get some extra stuff while we attempt this event. There are many more events that are not to be missed. Join the events from the Crossover special campaign and enjoy Dragon Ball Multiverse. Man, this puts a little bit of a damper in my heart, man, because, you know, Heroes, I will tell you a funny story maybe after I review this, but Heroes to me was really something. It meant a lot to me. It was so different and so unique in such a way. And then after the collabs were introduced in Dokkan, I started deep diving into Heroes, into the main series as a whole, and I was super overjoyed by it and really wanted to know a little bit more as to like all the other worlds from outside of Dragon Ball's main universe. And we had all these other multiverses in Dragon Ball. And it's like, man, I really hate that they just decide to just outright shelf the whole hero stuff. Granted, there's the new Super Divers stuff going on, especially during around this time, which should be their anniversary. So now that we're getting this seems pretty unique in the whole diverse sense. But we don't even know in the coming days if we're even going to get something related to Crossover. I've been told that maybe we are, but I don't know. I will believe it once I see it. So we got the login bonus, of course. Then we have the special Crossover missions. Hey, look at this. Okay, so we're getting Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Vegito. We're getting Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegeta. And we're getting Demon God Gravy. That's cool. I guess we can be able to see the details for these characters and see how well they look. We also have a legendary summon banner coming in as well, just straight up. Masked Saiyan from Xenoverse. We're going to go ahead and check it out. We do have the new Dokkan event for them. You know, the Super Saiyan 3 Vegito can be transcended into UR, of course, because these characters are going to be all the way into transcended URs, but we have a special one. We have an LR here. This is cool. We got the new Dokkan event, Dokkan Awakening support campaign as well. We got that. And of course, typical with the hero celebration, we were able to acquire via sales, just purchasing dragon stones, things like that, and then acquiring these little like special dragon stones that you can be able to exchange for any particular hero's character. That's cool. I like that. A Supreme Kai of Time saga. I'm checking if somebody was knocking on my door. Recruit Future Warrior in Black Super Saiyan Dark Dragon Ball Boost. we can check who this character is. Usurper of the Dark Throne Demigod, new Cell Max type challenge event. That's cool. That's like Cell Max. The most ambitious Jesus, English. The most ambitious wizard wants to take over the throne on the Demon King. Stop him. Then we got a new special event. Clear certain stages to complete support memories. Oh, hero support memories? That would be crazy. Hey, so there's the super diverse collaboration there. Strengthen your deck. Get EX skill ores for the crossover category. I was gonna say crossover. And of course, we are going to get these guys as ECAs. Well, at least this section is true. We are going to get the ECAs for these characters eventually during this month. They did state that we're going to get these characters as ECAs. At least some of the heroes characters. They were not gonna do anything with heroes, but we are going to definitely get ECAs for these characters. So this at least is the real part of this special custom celebration, but it's still a nice little addition here though. Now we're getting the female warrior in black's ECA, so we'll be able to check that out. Wow, super ECA for Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Okay, I like that. Reopening of Extreme Sea Battles. Of course, these are some of the older ECAs. Now, of course, 7 characters can be Extreme Sea Awakened. This is the crossover summon for the Extreme Sea characters, or characters that are going to be Extreme Sea Awakened. There's going to be a burst mode for the Dokkan event for the Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breakers. Then we got a new red zone, new stages added to the red zone stage. This is horrible on Dokkan's behalf, because where is this? Like, we have a red zone stage for heroes, but they have never brought it back. So if in any case you did miss out on doing it, you're never going to be able to tackle it because they're never going to bring it back. It's stupid. Like, why are they doing that? Then we're getting the Supreme Magnificent Battle here for the Heroes Edition. And we're getting the Turtle School Intensive Training. We're getting some Dokkan events opened. A reopening of challenge events like the Clones and the Horrific Transformation Cell X. And of course, we're getting some other special events here. Nice, very cool stuff there. Alright, so let's check these characters up, right? As you know, you just saw me open other tabs. We do have some new characters that are going to be featured on the banner. So, and it's a Dokkan Festival, so it's just a straight up Dokkan Festival character. Typically, Heroes does not do Dokkan Festival characters, but this time around, with this celebration, we are getting it. So let's see here. Yeah, I know, I'm aware. Alright, so we don't have the artwork for this guy, really. It doesn't show, but you guys can see a little artwork there. I can also go back here and just show you guys that. But so we're getting a 250/220% team for crossover, probably on Super Saiyan. And then of course, again, the 200% to HP, attack and defense was 170%, 3 key, and then the extra 50% to time travelers and fused fighters. I get somebody who stacks attack, raises defense for 3 turns, causes immense damage to the enemy. Pretty good, pretty solid. Then, power of a different timeline, 2 key, attack and defense plus 150%. We're launching an additional super attack, and then we have a chance of an additional... chance of evading enemies is attack plus 33%, and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 33%. Now for 3 turns from the character's entry turn, we're guarding. Then for when another 3 or more crossover allies on the team, when there's another time travelers category ally attacking the same turn, getting 133% attack and defense, and then we're getting a high chance of performing an additional super attack. Okay, that's good stuff. Then when receiving a normal attack, we're getting 33% damage reduction and counters with tremendous power. I mean, it is Vegito, so we'll take that. Then we have the transformation condition with the active skill can be activated starting from the 4th turn from the start of the battle once only. We got at least decent links at rainbow status. At least we got some nice little stats on rainbow. Typically, heroes characters don't get the good stuff or the good stats on rainbow. So then we go into Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegito after transformation. Now we're greatly raising our attack and defense for 4 turns, causes immense damage to the enemy. Then we got our passive here, 3 key, attack and defense plus 250%. Then we're launching an additional super attack, guards all attacks, getting a chance of performing a critical hit, and a chance of evading enemies' attack plus 44%. Okay, that's good. That's some good stuff right there. When there's 3 or more crossover allies on the team, when there's another time travel this category ally attacking the same turn, 2 key, attack and defense plus 144%. Then we're launching an additional super attack. That's good. When attacking with 12 or more key, we're getting attack and defense plus 144%. Wow. Alright. Then we're receiving a normal attack. We're getting 33% damage reduction, then we're countering with tremendous power. And then we're receiving an unarmed super attack. We get a high chance of nullifying it and countering with tremendous power as well. That's really good. Then we got the active skill, the final Kamehameha. Now it can be activated starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle, or from turn 5, sorry. Massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, raises allies' attack and defense by 50% for 4 turns. Now that's really good. That's very impressive. Alright, man, I like this guy. Really good. Alright, so we got... these are gonna constantly show up here. We got the side banner character, which would be Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegeta. Crossover, Giant 8 power category K plus 3, 130% to stats. Greatly raises attack and defense for 4 turns and causes supreme damage to the enemy. For 1 turn from the character's entry turn, he dodges attacks, which is good. 240% attack and defense, getting a 50% chance of evading enemies' attack. Superclass allies gain K plus 1, 22% attack and defense. We're getting the additional 22% attack and defense for characters who also belong to crossover or Giant 8 power. That's really, really good support in there. Well, there's a character whose name includes Xeno attacking in the same turn. Getting attack and defense plus 150%. We're launching an additional super attack. And we're getting a chance of evading enemies' attack plus 17%. Man, for a side banner character, these are really good stats right there. He's getting a lot. He's providing a lot of good support too for Superclass and for these other characters' categories too. Pretty good. For every 5 attacks evaded in battle, you're getting 44% attack and defense permanently up to 200%. Yeah, that's almost, yeah, that makes up for like 5 dodges. That's pretty good. As the first attacker in the turn, we're getting a 17% chance to dodge and 44% attack and defense support for all allies. Wow. That on top of this? That's insane. And then as a third attacker in the turn, we're getting an additional attack and defense plus 144%. And all allies get attack and defense plus 15% and a 10% chance of dodging for 2 turns. Wow. A jack of all trades, I would say. Yeah, if you put him on slot 1, he's getting all this. He's providing the dodge. And then, of course, if you put him on slot 3, he's getting some extra attack and defense boost. And hey, he's providing a lot of good support for 2 turns for the allies, which is crazy good. Alright, man, I like this guy. Really, really good stuff there. Alright, so we got our boy Gravy. Demon God Gravy. I'm assuming this is another side banner character featured in the banner. Crossover, demonic power category, K plus 3, attack and defense, HP attack and defense plus 130%. Greatly raise the attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy. And extreme class allies are getting attack and defense plus 10% for 1 turn. That's some really good support too. Alright. Every single time he supers. And I see some additional super attacks already there. And the attack and defense plus 240% as basic effects. Getting 40% damage reduction, and extreme class allies getting an additional key. Attack and defense plus 33%. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 33% for characters who also belong to the crossover or demonic power category. This is similar to the Vegeta one, right? It's just providing this extra support for all those allies there. Pretty good. Then, of course, before attacking, we're getting guard. Getting 5% damage reduction for every crossover or demonic power category ally on the team. So if you decompose this pretty well, it will be 35%. I'm assuming he counts himself. When all maybe he doesn't. When all allies attacking the same turn or are extreme class characters, getting 66% defense when receiving an attack, and launches an additional super attack. Again, that goes good, providing that extra support there for the turn. Very nice. And for every attack received, we're getting 20% attack and defense up to 200%. We're getting a chance of evading enemies' attack plus 10% up to 50%. I like it. That's some good stuff. Alright, nice little condition for the side banner character too. Alright, that's good. Alright, so we do have the story event. Actually, no, this is the LR. We do have the story event characters that we can be able to obtain from the story events as well. So let me actually get rid of these. Like, oh, we notice you're using ad blocker. All right, so let's go for the LR Masked Saiyan here. He leads time travelers across over category key +4, all stats 200%. Nice. Also, I haven't been able to like look around here and there, but I do want to apologize if the camera just freezes over time. Some reason it does that. So 12 key for raising our attack and defense for 3 turns. Causes colossal damage to the enemy and lowers attack. Really good. And then on this 18 key, he's stacking attack and defense by 50%. And we're causing mega colossal damage to the enemy. That's some good stuff right there. I like that. Demonic Saiyan is his passive. We're getting an intro animation when there's another crossover or extreme class. Time Travelers category. All on the team. I'm assuming on the team. Or attacking the same turn, I guess. I don't know. All on the team. That's an interesting wording. Key 3, attack and defense plus 100% for 3 turns. Then one additional 3 key. And this is once only, by the way. This is just 3 turns it'll run out. And then 3 key damage reduction plus 50% for 1 turn as well. Okay. We're getting key +5, attack and defense plus 260%. Maybe Prof will explain this in the comments. You let me know if, like, ally, I'm assuming it's ally on the team. Yeah, it should be ally. Then we're getting key +5, 260% attack and defense. Getting 30% damage reduction, so basically getting the 50 for 1 turn, then of course 30 permanently, so basically 80% damage reduction for 1 turn. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type into int key spheres, of course excluding int. And we're receiving an additional 2 key per key sphere obtained. Nice. Got the little German. I'm kidding. I don't want to give him too much. Per extreme class or crossover category ally on the team, depending on which has more members, we're getting 50% attack and defense up to 200%. And a chance of guard 20% up to 100%. Then all allies getting attack and defense plus 10% up to 50%. Of course, per extreme class or crossover category ally on the team, if you're going to make it like this, and the character is going to be the leader of things, you're going to be composed to the team with those characters. So you will have this at max, right? Getting the entirety of the 100% chance to guard, 200% attack and defense, and then the support, the 50% support for all allies, which is really good. For every key sphere obtained, we're getting attack and defense plus 25%. Wow! For every key sphere obtained. Do keep in mind that he does orb change. Right there, that's good. When key is 24 or more, we're launching an additional super attack, and we're getting 20% damage reduction. I'm assuming this is the little arrow right here. Yeah, up to 20% damage reduction. Okay, that's good. We got the active skill can be activated starting from the 5th turn for the start of the battle. We're getting 24 key, 50% damage reduction, and it's a target skill. It directs enemies' attack towards the character for 1 turn. Yeah, the character is going to be untouchable because he's going to have 100% chance to guard. He's going to have the 30% damage reduction. He will have the 50 on the active skill. Really, really good stuff. That's a lot of HP. That's really good. I like this guy. Man, imagine. Imagine we get a Lord Mass Saiyan. That would be cool. Alright, so we do have the free-to-play characters here. The Future Warrior in Black, Super Saiyan Dark Dragon Ball Boost, which of course is like, oh wait, that's Future Gohan, but basically they had the naming, the nomenclature like this. It's the same thing with like the free-to-play female warrior in black, right? Let's see, crossover category key plus 2, HP attack and defense plus 50%, or anti key plus 2, attack and defense plus HP attack and defense plus 30%. Of course, this is a character that could ECA in the future, so we'll get that. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers attack. Basic effects here, we're getting attack and defense plus 200%. I'm checking the video length, I don't want this to be too lengthy. 200% attack and defense, medium chance of evading enemy's attack. Then we also have a medium chance of performing a critical hit. Okay, that's some decent stuff here for a free-to-play character. When key is 12 or more, we're getting attack and defense plus 158% when attacking. And we're getting defense plus 158% when receiving an attack. That's good. When there's another ally whose name includes Warrior in Black, so take into account this, right? In their name. Or when there's another 5 or more extreme class allies on the team. Okay. Getting a chance of evading enemies' attack plus, and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 28%. And then extreme class allies getting 58% attack and defense support. That's pretty strong. For every attack evaded within the turn, any chance of evading enemies' attack, and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 10% up to 30. That's good. Combine that with a 30% chance to dodge. That's not bad. I like this guy. Pretty good. Of course, we want him to get alongside another Warrior in Black character. Or, you know, all the extreme class allies that you can get on the team, so you can be able to get all this. So. Alright, so we do have the support memories that can be able to boost our Super Dragon Ball Heroes characters, which is very good. Basically farm all this up so you guys can be able to get these support memories. Am I able to see what these support memories do? There they are. Okay. So we got the Demon King Rise, Dragon Ball Heroes, or Realm of Gods category key plus key. Where am I seeing key? Attack and defense plus 10% for 1 turn when there's an extreme class enemy once only. Okay. Then we have the Giant Ape Rampage. Again, these are support memories that you can get from this event. Creates the domain. Wow, wait a minute. So this is a support memory that creates a domain. And then there's another one right here. Actually, that would be pretty sick. Just support memories that create domain effects. That's actually really cool. Don't get me wrong, like, of course, like, it's more feasible to have it on a character, but like this would help so many people, right? Like there are so many events that have territory skills, and those territory skills can be pretty tricky to take away unless you have a character that does trigger a domain, right? So let's say you didn't pull... Actually, do we have any Great Ape characters that create a domain? I don't think we do, but like this is very helpful. Like creating domains on support memory, that's a really good idea. Shouts to Prof there. So you create a domain with the Giant Ape Rampage. Provide supports to Giant Ape Power, category allies, getting attack and defense plus 20% for 5 turns. Activates from the 5th turn or when there's a Dragon Ball Heroes category enemy. Okay. That's pretty good. Then we're getting the Power of the Universe Seed. We're getting 25% HP recovery. All allies attack and defense plus 15% on the 6th turn from the start of the battle, or when HP is 50% or less with a Dragon Ball Heroes category ally on the team. Okay. Yeah, another competitor creates the domain. Delays enemies' attack for 1 turn. Story figures or Dragon Ball Heroes category allies getting attack and defense plus 10% for 3 turns. Activates from the 7th turn or when there's a Dragon Ball Heroes category enemy. Oh, these are very useful. And then, of course, the Limit Breaking Masked Fighter. Getting crossover category allies, attacking defense plus 15% in battle. These are very good, dude. I love these. These are awesome. Man, I really would want them to do this for support memories. Like they create a domain with the support memory. That would be awesome if they do that. I mean, it's not too far off. We could see this. That's a really good idea. Shout out to Prof for that one. Then of course we're getting the ECAs for this female warrior in black. 200% attack and defense. We're getting all allies key +2, attack and defense plus 40%. Attacking with 12 or more key, we're getting attack and defense plus 100%. Crossover category allies get 20% attack and defense. The characters, the only crossover category character on the team, we're getting a critical hit guaranteed and attack and defense plus 150%. Then when there's another crossover category ally on the team, we're launching an additional super attack. Launches an attack that has a great chance of becoming a super. And then we're getting 40% attack and defense for every attack performed, up to 200%, and that is permanently. That's pretty strong. Okay. When there's an Earth Red Fighters category ally attacking the same turn, of course our boy Yamcha, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to int key spheres, excluding int, of course. Changes all key spheres excluding int to int key spheres. And then attack and defense plus 86% for the character and allies whose name includes Yamcha. That's a pretty strong support for our boy there. Then when there's an ally whose name includes Warrior in Black attacking the same turn, we're getting a 50% chance to dodge. And attack and defense plus 100% for the character and allies whose name includes Warrior in Black. Okay, nice little strong support there. Pretty good. And of course, we got our boy who's getting a super ECA. Let's see how he does here. Well, he doesn't have any changes on his super attack nor his leader skill. He just changes his passive with every super ECA that we get. Attack and defense plus 180%. Great chance of guarding. Crossover category allies getting an additional key. Attack and defense plus 50%. We're getting support for giant 8 power category allies. 2 key. Attack and defense plus 30%. We're performing a super attack and defense plus 150%. And when attacking with 12 or more key, getting attack and defense plus 100%, chance of performing a critical hit plus 50%. That's pretty strong there too. He's getting a lot of attack and defense there. Per crossover or giant 8 power category ally on the team, depending on which category has more members, we're getting 10% damage reduction and defense plus 20% when being attacked. Okay, that's pretty good. Getting a lot of defense there. And then of course I believe this character is only countering with his super whenever we get a super attack. So whenever he's being attacked, he's just getting the extra defense there. There's a lot of defense because again, depending on which category has more members. When there are 2 or more crossover or giant 8 power category allies attacking the same turn, we're guarding all attacks and we're launching an additional super attack. Pretty strong there. And then we're receiving a super attack. We have a great chance of countering it and nullifying it and countering with tremendous power. Words intertwined there. All right, pretty good stuff. Nice little super ECA for this guy. And then of course we do have the Supreme Magnificent Battle stage for the Super Dragon Ball Heroes edition, which I really did want to have one of these before Heroes went away, but yeah. Dude, I like this. This is a nice little celebration right here. Shout out to Prof again for sending me this. So yeah, I did wanted to get a little bit of the storytelling here. I think it was November where the Supreme Kai of Time, or you know, they call her the Supreme Oppai of Time because she was this tech Supreme Kai of Time. During her time of release, right? That was where I started summoning for this character, and all the other characters that were featured in the banner. I don't remember which ones were featured alongside her. I think the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan Force were there too. Were they? No. I mean, the Super Saiyan. I think it was Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Vegeta, Fu. Most of those characters were featured there, so I was summoning for them, and I didn't knew what these characters were or what type of relation they have. It's like, what is this? This is so cool. And it was Heroes. I was told, I was just looking at the characters' details and things like that. They had the little Super Dragon Ball Heroes logo on the bottom right, and I was like, man, these guys are cool. So I searched it up, and it had so much stuff in there that I didn't even know what to start in terms of like watching these episodes and all that stuff. And it's like, man, did Dragon Ball make this? Why is there not a lot of promotion to it? Again, I was naive and young. I didn't know much about like searching stuff on the internet until I actually got the interest peaked out of me. So that's when I started like looking into like YouTube videos for Dokkan, and like, oh, there's a Heroes collaboration every single November. I was like, wow, this is great. And then of course Super Dragon Ball Heroes was a game as well on the Switch or Nintendo, so, or actually in all platforms, I believe. So World Mission came out, and I believe I pre-ordered it. We got some of the Heroes cards. I think I still have them. I need to search them, but I think I still have them. And man, those were good memories, because I started playing it on the DS. It was so not on DS, on the Switch, and it was fun to use. Seeing all these like characters coming in is like absolutely weird, but it was nice. It was different, right? And every single Heroes collaboration that came in now, it was like, oh, I need to rainbow these guys. I do remember when Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came out, and I believe Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegeta was around. And I was like, man, I need to summon for Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegeta, at least to get a copy. I need him, right? And I think I got one copy out of that. And it's fine. You know, I was trying to summon, and every single time you summon for these Heroes characters, every single SSR that you get was a Heroes character. So when I got Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, it was right at the end of the banner, and a new banner came in, which was Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And I was like, man, these two are a match made in heaven. The ECA for Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegito, and then of course Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta coming in, because he led Grade 8 power, or Giant 8 power. He was so good to have as a team member, or like just having him as an ally on the team. It was so good. So I went ahead and did my summons, and now because I, was getting paid more, I restored to just save a lot of stones or get a lot of stones to summon for the Heroes characters until I got them rainbowed. And that was some of the all the other collaborations after the release of the Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Limit Breaker Vegito. That was amazing. Got to collab with Ningen, doing the Heroes races, doing all that stuff. Sadly, the Heroes got power crept to the point that we can't fully use them everywhere, but I am super glad that I got to discover Heroes, because it's fun. It's unique in its sense. We got these like amazing characters. Who would expect Super Saiyan 4 Vegito? Like, you would never expect that. Like, you talk to somebody who really doesn't know all about Dragon Ball but doesn't know anything about Heroes. And it's like, do you know that Super Saiyan 4 Vegito exists? And the person will be like, you're joking. No, he doesn't exist. Shut up. He does. He's real. And he's so cool. And then we have Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegito as well. Like, we're waiting for their ECAs eventually. This guy was top notch, one of the best units in the one of the best TURs in the game when he came out. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, the Heroes will forever have a special place in my heart. I know that there's like I'm the self-proclaimed #1 Heroes fan and all that. I really love, I do love Heroes. I never got to experience it while it was around, but I am super glad that I got to discover it while it was still available, even though it had like 13 years since it came out, right? They had the 13th year anniversary, I think, before it got shut down. But I'm super glad that I got to discover it. I know that Mass Saiyan was because of Xenoverse. I did hear of Xenoverse, but I never got to play it. But everything else just like made me super, super happy to be a part of like the Heroes collaboration, doing some summons, and the fact that I got the Heroes characters rainbowed in my box, even though they're like going to be a collection piece. I'm glad that I was able to do the memories that I was able to create with some of the other content creators like Ningen, being able to talk to this like people like Prof or Weeb. Shouts to you guys. Shouts to even trying to meet these guys. It's amazing too. So yeah, you guys can check the crossover special campaign for yourselves in the link in the description. Go give our boy Prof some good old comments down in the comments below regarding this crossover campaign, or Crossovember campaign, right? We'll see, of course, you know, outside of the custom made stuff, we'll see if they actually do decide to release a crossover character, just keeping it to the spirit of, you know, the middle to latter end of November, just continuing the love for the crossover characters, the heroes characters, things like that. I don't know if they're going to do anything related to Divers and Dokkan altogether, but I guess we will have to wait and see. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Again, go to the link in the description. Go check this special crossover campaign celebration for yourselves, and give Prof some good props in the comments below for just creating such a nice little piece here. So appreciate everybody stopping by, watching this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys all hopefully in the next video.